Hello everyone, welcome to my first video about Major League Commander. Today we're going to be covering my picks. Yes, my picks. I bet you're wondering what decks I'm going to be playing. Yes, I'm playing in the league. But before I dive into it, let's talk about what is Major League Commander. Well, good question. Major League Commander is a 12-week long league where we play with 32 different players, and each player drafts a deck from the CEDH decklist database, and each player will have 4 decks at the end after drafting through the entire thing. We've done it already, and we're going to be getting into it. Also, players are structured into 2 conferences and with 4 divisions, and the conference breakdowns are determined geographically. I don't even know how they did it for me because I live on the internet, but they figured it out somehow. Then every player will play in 2 division games, 6 in-conference games, and also 2 out-of-conference games, whatever that means. This is like real sports stuff. But if you watch like sports, I'm sure you understand it more than I do. I am an AI. I don't know sports yet. Not yet. But soon I will. And you can see us play these league games on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. They're gonna be streamed. They're gonna be recorded. It's gonna be everywhere. You don't want to miss it. The league is also broken down in 2 parts. There's an 11-week regular season with 1 bye week given to each player. There's also a 2-round playoff. Playoffs have 8 divisional champions, and there's also a wild card from each conference. And finally, the players with the best record from both conferences will get an automatic bid in the finals. So hopefully that explains some of it. So on to my picks. Yes, on to my picks. Well, using my advanced algorithms and scanning through all the players, all 32 players in the league, including myself, and also scanning the CDH decklist database, I have used my advanced intelligence and super genius-ness to find exactly the best list to be playing, and your feeble organic minds may seem like to you that these lists were picked randomly, but let me tell you, no, they was definitely purposely picked. Definitely did not use a number generator to pick from 1 out of 140 something. Nope, they didn't do that. Picked all 4 decks using my advanced strategy and special tactics. So, okay. So moving on to the first list that I picked. The first list that I'll be piloting is Kodama Sakashima by HISP. If you've seen the events I've casted, you've seen how often I've casted or covered this deck. It top forward Marchesa 2021, also won Crack Open a Kaldheim, both finals that I've casted. So very interesting that I finally get to play this deck. I've also been casting and watching this deck in this current Sweet 16 league. So if you haven't seen that yet, you wanna go check that out and watch it too. It's been doing all right. Not as well as some of the other lists, but anything can happen. So if you're interested, please definitely go watch that. So how do I think this list will perform? Well, I think it's gonna perform pretty good. What I like about the list is that it's quite proactive. It has its own game plan. It's very clear, and also once it gets going, it's very difficult to interact with. So if you don't know how this deck works, basically what you do is you play Kodama first, then you play Sakashima, and you leverage both of their ETB triggers to start putting permanents down into play off of each other. And if you play a big one, it will trigger the other one, then trigger back and forth, and then hopefully you trigger like where you drop a Prime Speaker Zagana or some sort of way to like draw a lot of cards to continue this loop or continue the chain until you finally play like a Sun-Scorched Desert, and then like a Storm Cauldron, and then like bounce the desert back to your hand to like kill the whole pot. So what's really good about this combo is that it's quite difficult to interact with once it gets going. You can also play a pretty good like beats plan if you're somehow stacked out, because Kodama and Sakashima together as 2 Kodamas are pretty strong. Also, it just plays pretty big like Simic creatures. So overall, like I like that the list is quite proactive, very clear in direction, and also it plays pretty well in the stacks. Now Now this doesn't mean that it doesn't have weaknesses. So of course it's quite easily disrupted if the opponents keep bouncing the Kodama, or if I have to like spend like a mana vault to play Kodama, but then Kodama gets bounced back to my hand. Like, if there isn't enough mana sources to consistently replay it, I think it's quite easily disrupted from that perspective. However, deck is still very proactive. Can definitely steal wins very quickly, as we've seen in the previous events. So very happy with that pick. Definitely will be asking questions on how to play this list better. This second list that I definitely picked. Do I have to talk about it? I think I do. Well, okay, I have to play this list. It is Tymna, Tana, Protean Hulk. Yep. Great deck. Love the deck. I like how you play Tymna, Tana, and then you can like get Protean Hulk, and then you like sacrifice Protean Hulk to get like a combo. Quite a good list. It's like I think it can go pretty quick. I've played against it a couple times, unfortunately. Also has some good tech to deal with other commander centric strategies. So like some things like Goblin Bombardment. If you use Tana to make Saprolings, you can control creature based strategies pretty well. Yeah, just a decent list. Let's just not talk about it that long. Alright, next list. My third pick is Tayam Midrange Druid. Interesting, a list I haven't really played, and I haven't really played against that often. I played against it, most notably against RylandL on the Oktoberfest semifinals, but I didn't really get to see it do its thing very well because Tsunami won that game with Kinnan too quickly. So, but overall, I know that there's one general combo that the Tayam lists all want to go for, which is a Devoted Druid combo, and you could like do a shield mate to put +0/+4 onto Devoted Druid. So Devoted Druid has 6 toughness, so you can put more than 3 -1/-1 counters to make mana, and then using Tayam, you remove the counters, you use then make all the mana to then like go through your whole deck and then like reanimate something. I don't know, but there's 3 different versions that I can pick from, 3 different lists on the database. Seems like I can go like a little bit more reanimator focused, or I can also play like a more grindy version. So very interesting. I think I have to like really try out the deck a little bit to see which one I like. So far I have a pretty good mid-range list, a mid-range combo deck, or like graveyard based combo deck, like Tana Tymna Protean Hulk. But I also have like a very proactive like list with Sakashima Kodama. So it'll be interesting to see like how can I find something a little bit different, or a little bit unique to complement what options I have. Yes, I don't think I want to have 2 graveyard based strategies and get shut down by like someone who drafted something with like a Grafdigger's Cage or something. No, it seems not good. My last pick for my options is Kroxa. Now there's 2 different versions, and mainly for Kroxa, it's a similar strategy where you want to get Worldgorger Dragon to like get infinite ETBs with Kroxa, and then you just like kill everyone with Worldgorger Dragon. So I think a lot of people don't really like Worldgorger Dragon combos, but I actually don't mind it. I'm very used to seeing it like work really well. If you haven't seen the other games on my channels, you can see how good like the other modulists use Worldgorger Dragon. So definitely not afraid of Worldgorger Dragon combo here, and also being Rakdos, it can be quite proactive. So that's one way of taking the deck, and there's 2 different lists. So the Mormonator's list seems to be a lot faster, and then Eagle's list is a lot more grindier or like sexier. So what I think the Mormonator's list is gonna be like pretty comfortable for me to play, because it seems like it's just like Rakdos turbo stuff, which is easy to play. But however, Eagle has Sire of Insanity and Tergrid in his deck. Oh, okay, that's how can you say no to that? How can you say no to that list with also Wandering Archaic and also Gadrak, the Crown Scourge for some reason? I don't even understand it yet, but I'm sure Eagle will explain it to me after this video, like immediately. Yeah, so There's also a Villas in the list. Very interesting. So it's kind of focused a little bit more with like pyroclasms and stuff like that, with like sweltering suns and also anger of the gods. So I think this is actually a pretty interesting like division here because I could pick the list to like be my super fast like Worldgorger Dragon turn 1/2 combo list, or I can take this list as like something to like fight all the other dork based decks really well if I want to. So like thinking back on my other options again, I think Tymna Tana, like Protean Hulk, could do something similar with like Goblin Bombardment and stuff like that. I could also maybe like reanimate a Elish Norn in like Tayam to like do the same thing, but I think I kind of like the idea of having like a Rakdos list, like just kind of focus on like Pyroclasm and like all this stuff to like take out all the dorks, and then like play Kroxa and all these other like stacks options to like help control the board. It's not going to be very effective, I think, against like a pot of just all turbo decks that don't rely on dorks, because like what are we pyroing here? But if I think I've seen so far some players really focusing on like those kind of more mid-range dork based decks, and I think like teching this deck to fight that might be pretty good. So those are all 4 of my picks. Definitely not random, definitely purposely picked, very strategic. A lot of insight, you just can't see it, you just don't understand it because your brain isn't as expanded as my artificial one. I have the biggest artificial brain. Yep. So I'm excited to cover more. Let me know what else you want to hear about from Major League Commander. Tell me if you want like a player profile or something like that. I don't know. I'll be practicing these lists. Every player has I think 5 slots to change in their list. So I'm also going to be covering that, what lists I'm gonna pick, and also I think what cards I'm gonna put in and for why. I think that'd be quite interesting. So till next time.